over the weekend, there was a video of Liza Soberano called Can I Come In? Where she essentially talks about her life, her family life, her parents, foster care, what life was like in showbiz, and how she maneuvered through the industry. There are many things worth talking about, but of the many things that she did reveal, two things caught my mind, right? Like two things caught my attention rather. The first thing is what she said. The second thing is how people reacted to it. This is the first one.
And then the next instance was their actual family dog took a shit on the carpet. And she had called me to come clean it up. So I went over, and then I was about to go get like a brush or a toothbrush or something. And when I came back, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm cleaning it, like you asked me to." Obviously, like in my little girl voice. And she was like, "No, I want you to use your tongue." And I thought she was kidding until she like grabbed the back of my head and forced me on the carpet.
Abuse is one of those things. Child abuse is one of those things that you don't know the extent of the impact of what child abuse can do to the kid. And sometimes the kid doesn't even realize it themselves until they're much grown. Right? All their idiosyncrasies, lahat ng quirks, lahat ng pagiging neurotic nila, they don't even realize that until they're much older na deeply rooted pala yun sa abuse na na-experience nila. Some people don't even realize it at all. Some people go through their adult life not ever discovering why the way they are and being so helpless at it at the same time. So it is a very, very serious issue. And when Liza Soberano brought it up, it put the spotlight on what abuse can do to a human. Yes, a lot of us experienced dark pasts. A lot of us have experienced horrible abuse. I think her speaking in front of the camera in this way, in a very vulnerable way, just emphasizes how serious of an issue it is for everybody. If anything, her being a big name or a talent or a a person known by tens of millions of people, makes it known to everybody na abuse is a real thing. It can happen to anybody. It can even happen to somebody who we think has a perfect life, or somebody who's wildly successful, somebody who's made their millions in their teens. So it validates everybody. It validates everybody who's been through the same kind of things. I guess what I want to say here is we're going to reframe that attitude of saying, yeah, whatever. She got abused, I got abused, we all got abused at some point. Nah. Actually, that's a realization of its own, right? Na lahat tayo talagang may ganitong pinagdadaanan or may napagdaanan ganon. O karamihan sa atin nagkaroon ng ganitong klaseng experience. So, wag natin ulitin. Wag natin iparamdam sa susunod na generation. Wag natin iparamdam sa kids, right? Because again, I mean, I want to circle it back to what I said earlier. We don't know the extent of the damages. We don't know the extent of what abuse can do. Sometimes it's a little too late. Unfortunately, it happens. This is serious. I think Liza doing this is Liza doing this for reasons bigger than herself. That's the first point that I want to make. That's the first thing that stuck to me. The second thing that I want to talk about is this one.
Do you want to formally announce something right now?
Yeah, I've been honestly itching to tell people this because I haven't been very truthful. Ken hasn't been very truthful. Ken and I broke up. But yeah, we've been broken up for almost 3 years now.
So that's the second point I want to make, because it's not so much about what Liza said, but how people reacted to it. And I think a lot of people online are already calling out for people's initial reactions to this podcast or this series. All you have to do is look no further than the comment section. And when you look at the comments here, people are just disregarding things. Siya mismo nag-booking sa interview niya sa ibang bansa na Filipino or fans of love teams. Tapos kasi laos na at gustong mapansin ulit ng Pinoy fans, nag-storytelling ng life at nag-topic, break na daw sila 3 years na para mapag-usapan. Sorry, chismoso, day off ko kasi. Pasabog na naman niya, wala na kasi laos na mula nung iniwan niya ang tambalang Liz Ken. I don't usually make a comment on showbiz, but for some reason, I don't actually know this. The story seems lacking. Parang kulang ng katotohanan, or it seems not real, or parang overcoated. Maybe it's on how it was told or something. Parang may mali. The story didn't touch my sense of empathy towards the person. I don't know. It just feels odd. So, we have not only people completely just talking about the breakup itself, but also some people invalidating the experience. Lahat ng ingay gagawin para makapag-promote. Hindi pa tapos tong mga open up series ni Liza. May movie po ba siya na parating? The abuse itself is your training ground and mold you to become what you are right now. Since you're mature enough, you should let go of those things and move forward. It's for your own benefit though. Para tong si Chariz. Drama, gustong bumalik. Wala na, laos na kung ano-ano na lumalabas. It's really messed up. Right? Sobrang layo pa nung understanding ng effects ng abuse sa pagiging accepting din natin ng mga katotohanan ng ibang tao. We're also too fixated that, it happened to Liza. Or we're too fixated na si Liza yung taong nagsabi nito. But let's be real. If somebody else said this, like let's say a much smaller personality, maybe somebody with 1,000 followers instead of 30 million followers, you think we'd even think about it today or over the weekend or be reminded of how harmful such an experience could be? Not as impactful, right? Just as important, not as impactful. So, naging masyadong fixated na si Liza yung nagsabi. So, inatake na lang yung pagkatao ni Liza. Imbis na nag-focus na lang sa content. Sa kung ano yung sinabi ni Liza. So, that's all I really want to talk about. I do hope that Liza heals. And I think to an extent, I hope that everybody na naka-experience ng ganitong trauma or ganitong abuso sa buhay nila have the courage to speak up or even perhaps seek help, right? Kasi yung ginawa ni Liza, dahil nga sobrang laking figure niya, ang laki ng coverage, ang laki ng awareness, and ang daming tao na naka-experience nito, mava-validate yung na-experience nila. Malalaman nila na na anybody can feel it, it could happen to anybody, and again it makes them feel heard and seen. These are all words right now being used on the internet, right? Heard, seen, valid, but it is true, and sana hindi na matakot na maghanap ng tulong yung mga naka-experience ng na ganitong abuso.